Hey everybody, it's Dave, No Money. This is going to be a little bit of a different video. I'm 9 episodes in now, and I figured that it's probably a good time to clarify what it is that I'm doing here. And for any of those who this is your first time seeing a video on this channel, or maybe you've seen one other and you didn't go back to episode 1 to get caught up with what the purpose of the channel is, this is an experiment that I'm running. I'll flash back at the end of this video to a less than a minute mashup of episode 1 to kind of give you a little bit more on the why. But as far as the what, this roadmap here is something that I've alluded to in several other videos, but I've never really explicitly laid out. What this is what I think is an accurate representation of the Magic Arena economy. Now, this is really a roadmap of how I, on this channel, plan to navigate Magic Arena. It's not to say that this is the one way. In fact, there's probably thousands of different ways to navigate your experience on Arena, but it's probably going to look something like this. We start at the bottom left. Standard, and this could be any constructed format. That's free to play. You can either play on what we call the ladder, which is basically just for ranking up, and we'll talk about that in other videos. But basically what it means is that you get a certain amount of rewards for what your rank is at the end of any given season, which just means a calendar month. Or you can play unranked, which is just for S's and giggles. No matter which one you play though, you do get a certain amount of rewards based off of different quests that Magic Arena throws your way on a daily basis and on a weekly basis. We won't go into all the different types of quests that you can be presented with, but they can be things like casting a certain number of spells of certain colors, attacking with so many creatures, playing so many lands, so on and so forth. For each of those quests, you get a certain amount of rewards for them. The most important for our discussion here is gold. That gold can then be accumulated and spent to enter a variety of different types of events, namely for this channel, they'll be playing limited format. The entry cost for these events can vary, but typically is between 5,000 and 15,000 gold. These events are higher leverage because you're paying to play them, but you also get meaningful rewards. Those rewards will typically come in the forms of different types of packs or gems. Those gems can then be used to enter other events, but reliably doing so depends on your win rate. Typically, to earn enough gems from an event to turn around and play that event again relies on you winning probably somewhere around 55 to 60% of your games in that event. As you can probably do the math, that is impossible for the quote-unquote average player to do. And this is exacerbated by the fact that the reward for, let's say, winning 70% of the games in an event is less than the penalty you pay for only winning 30. So on average, these events will drain you of gems. No matter how well you do though, you'll typically at least get some amount of gems and packs out of any event. Opening those packs not only contribute directly to your collection, but also advance your vault progress, which will eventually give you more wildcards. They also reward you directly with wildcards of various rarities, depending on how many packs you've opened. But let's return to the topic of gems, because this is really the crux of the matter. The arena economy truly runs on gems. Gems are what you can go to the store and purchase directly at various tiers, and they can also be used to enter any of those events that we talked about earlier. Which is why you see right in the middle of the screen, limited and events, the pay to play, which can be entered with gold, or gems, or these things called tokens, which we won't cover in this video. But this is really the heart of the matter, and what's at the core of this channel. With the rate at which new sets are coming out, it's getting harder and harder to keep up without spending more and more money on those precious gems. And that's because you really do have to have a critical mass of cards. And by that I mean a certain percentage of the cards that are out there, because it's incredibly likely that the people that you're going to be playing against, even in the free-to-play formats, are players who have invested their time and money into building a collection capable of constructing some of the most competitive decks out there. Really, the quickest way to do so yourself is to either buy packs directly or win them through either limited events or other types of competitive events that we talked about earlier. And that brings us back to the disparity between the reward and the penalty of playing those events. The average and even slightly above average Magic player should see a steady decline in gems as they continue to play these events. And the quickest way to infuse new gems into your account is to pay money. But what if you don't want to do that? This video will finish with a flashback to why I started this channel, but suffice it to say here, I've hopped off that train, which brings me back to how this roadmap starts. It's that slow grind of free-to-play matches, netting gold, which you can then accumulate to enter into these events. That's the experiment in a nutshell. Can I, a person who's not going to be able to play more than about an hour a day for family, work, and sanity reasons, can I accumulate enough gold to enter into enough events, to win enough gems and packs, to build my collection at a rate even somewhat sufficient to keep up with the rate at which new sets come out, which as of this recording is about every 2 months. We'll see. This is episode 9. Stay on this journey with me to find out if I can do it. And if you feel so motivated, maybe you can try it yourself and let me know in the comments how you're doing. I hope this explainer video was helpful. Whether or not you've watched a couple of my videos already, are joining me later on down the line, or had it shared with you from someone else. If you've hung around this long and haven't watched episode 1 of this series, then stay tuned for a flashback to episode 1 to give you a little bit more context about me and what I'm doing here. I think this is the first time I've said it in any of my videos, but please like and subscribe. It helped me out quite a bit. Thanks everyone, and I'll be back to gameplay videos tomorrow. Can I, starting a brand new account on Arena, go from absolute nothing to a point where I can keep on feeling that this game is fun, to make it worthwhile to even log on and spend my time, even if I'm not spending any money? From the money side, it feels bad. It feels bad to keep on spending the same amount of money or even slightly more, but because of the amount of extra product, to be feeling like you're getting slightly less. I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to quit this game entirely, but I can't keep on doing what I'm doing. Let me just go extreme on the other side. And so I came up with the idea for this channel. If you feel the same way that I do, or if you resonate with the things I just said about feeling like you're falling behind, yeah, this is kind of for you.